Hopefully we're live. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If it's the first time you've come onto my channel, or a live stream or a video, I really appreciate it. I'll quickly tell you a bit about me, what I do, and then we'll get into the subject of how to overcome procrastination, plus build confidence and achieve your goals in life. So my name is Jonathan, and I'm a teacher and a mentor. I've been teaching and mentoring people now for 12 years. Now, obviously, in those 12 years, I've had some breaks. And people know my story. I've suffered with mental health problems, anxiety, depression, confidence issues, overthinking, over-worrying, all those kind of issues. And at several stages of my life, which I'm grateful for, I've been able to, build a lot of confidence up, achieve my goals, and overcome most of the anxiety that were holding me back in my life. And that's kind of what got me into starting to help other people. I always wanted to help people anyway. I didn't really know in what format. So I didn't really plan to be a life coach or a confidence coach, mentor. It kind of started off with me struggling with my own anxieties and trying to figure out how I could build my confidence. And when I started to make positive progress and take courses and go to the boxing gym and meet people and get out more, and when my mental health started to improve and I started to feel good about myself, I made a decision, especially after listening to Les Brown. This doesn't fall off, but I wanted to start helping people. When I started helping people, I really enjoyed it. Something that I was It was something that just came quite natural. I've always enjoyed helping people for the most part. So that's a bit about my story. So hopefully everyone's doing well. You're enjoying the weather. I made some YouTube videos yesterday as well, which I think are really good. They help a lot of people, because one of my clients I was working with 2 days ago, we were talking about not putting pressure on yourself to be an extrovert if you're not naturally an extroverted person and you're more of an introvert, amongst other things. So I did a video on that, on how to accept your low mood and build your confidence at the same time, but not try to be an extrovert if you're not an extroverted person. So I did a video on that. I got back from a run today, so I'm feeling tired. I feel really exhausted, but feels good at the same time. So I'm gonna speak about that in a second. If you've got any questions, hopefully I can see them with these sunglasses on. I can put your questions in, and I'll read the questions and I'll try my best to answer them. If you haven't got any questions, you can just listen to the stream, and hopefully you'll enjoy it and you'll get the information that will help you to build confidence and get over procrastination. Yeah, procrastination is a tough thing. I wasn't a big fan of that word when it first started getting floated around. I felt like it was, I felt like it was a politically correct word that was kind of covering up the sort of real truth. And procrastination is really fear. It's anxiety and fear. We don't, sorry, it sounds like I'm on the beach here. Wish I was. So, procrastination is a fancy psychological word. It's more of a professional term that's used, and so it's basically there we go. I'll figure a way out of not dropping the wind. So procrastination is fear and anxiety. People put things off because they're scared to do it. But obviously, that's the short explanation. But procrastination, is a lot of thinking, thoughts, worrying, emotions. So it's good to understand the problem, but I prefer to focus more on the solution. That's actually how I found what works for me and what has worked for clients and other people. So yeah, I think everybody knows deep down, why they procrastinate. It's not something people usually want to talk about because it gets you down, makes you feel worse. So for example, over the years, clients have said to me, I should work on my business, but I haven't been doing it. I've been putting it off. Or they'll say, I want to start the gym, but I've been procrastinating. Sorry, let me move this. I have to get comfortable. Got it. There we go. So they'll say that they wanted to start the gym, but they've not got round to doing it, and it's been months. So procrastination is no surprise to me. I've suffered with the same thing many times and had to get through it and help clients. So yeah, I'm very compassionate and understanding towards how hard it is, and I think that's why I'm not a fan of the term, but I know it's a term that everybody uses today and they understand, and it doesn't personally offend me, but I just prefer to be a bit more, to the point and say, well, it's fear, it's anxiety. It's sometimes that you should clean your apartment. It happens to me as well. All of us are human, but you don't do it. We don't do it, and the reason why we don't do it because we're stressed, which is fear. We're scared to do it, and we don't feel like doing it. So here's where the mood comes in, and that's something that I've been thinking about lately and trying to help more people with, and trying to manage my own mood, which is a challenge as well. So if you're in a low mood, and if you're not feeling confident, and if you're feeling depressed, or if you're feeling just not good about yourself, and you don't feel like being around people, or you don't feel like getting up out of bed and going to work, or whatever the case may be, going to the gym, can be very, very difficult to break out of that, to break out of that headspace. And even though that, the obvious thing is to do it, it's not always that easy for people. It really isn't. And I have to remember that at times, because sometimes I can be in a habit of doing something for weeks and it's gotten a lot easier for me, but someone else would find it very difficult. So example, I've been running now regularly for about 2 years, and I love it, I enjoy it. It's challenging, but I get a lot out of it, and I've kind of built up a habit of doing it, and that's what I've been doing it for 2 years now. But I want everyone else to get the benefits that I'm getting, and the mental health, the confidence and the joy. And actually running is something that I found gives you a lot of the strengths that you need to overcome procrastination in any area of your life. But what I'm saying is, I've built this habit over 2 years from obviously practicing it, and it's gotten easier and I enjoy it. But if I try to expect someone else to do the same that I'm doing right now, who hasn't ran in their whole life, or they haven't ran for years, it's not going to be that easy for them. So there's a tip already. You've got to try to be, it's not easy, but you've got to try not to be too hard on yourself. Not too hard, because that just makes you feel worse, and there's that fine balance. I read your question. Sorry, I got to take these glasses off to read the question. Let's read the question. We've got a question here. So if I can't pronounce your name, okay, you name it Kartiki. It's an interesting name. Is it Quantum? Sorry if I didn't get your name right. So I wanna run, man. Yeah. Well, hopefully you will start running from this video. Okay, I'll call you Kay, right? So thanks. Keep your questions coming, guys and girls, because it makes the live streams more interesting. It helps me to help more of you. So what was I saying? So tip number 1 is, it's not easy, don't get me wrong, but you have to try not to be so hard on yourself and not be so judgmental and critical, because we often do that. That often is a big part of procrastination. So for example, you want to start running, or you want to start the gym, or you want to start a business. A lot of times for people, my clients have it, and I go through it at times as well. You want to go and see your family or your friends, but you're procrastinating. You keep putting it off. So whether it's being more social with family and friends, whether it's the gym, whether it's work, career, whether it's doing things around the house, whether it's, you might want to go out and buy some new clothes, but you keep procrastinating. You keep putting things off, basically. So it doesn't really matter what it is that you're putting off. The key thing is learning how to overcome it. And a big part of procrastination, which affects people, is they put themselves down. So people will say, I said I was going to go start the gym last month and I haven't done it. Oh, I'm such a failure. Oh, I always procrastinate. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not a disciplined person. People start beating themselves up, and that makes you feel terrible. It doesn't make you feel good. That doesn't help, right? Now, of course, there is a healthy balance where you can be a little bit strict on yourself and say, come on, I need to do this now. I keep saying this and I'm not getting it done. So there is a nice balance where you can encourage yourself and you can be honest with yourself, or there's times where you've got to get a friend to help your family, or a therapist or a mentor, or whoever is motivating you, and get some nice encouragement. But that is a balance. And be patient with me, all of you, because sometimes I really struggle to explain these things on live streams. I can explain it a lot easier when I'm mentoring a client, because I'm with them in person, or we're on a call on Zoom, where on the live stream I can't actually speak to any of you like on a video in person. I can't see your faces and things like that. So Kay says, yeah, negative self-talk, I struggle with it too, man. Yeah, so that's what I was saying, Kay. That's the bit that we really want to start to improve. And you can already improve at that just by doing what we're doing, by being able to talk about it, because that's the worst thing. When you're struggling with procrastination, i.e. anxiety, because that's really what it is, and fear and doubt, and you're worried, it's already hard enough. But if you're on your own, you haven't got no one to speak to, it's really difficult. Really difficult. It's difficult for all of us. So having someone to talk to helps you to get past procrastination. So having a conversation with someone that you can trust, that you get along with, who cares, whether that's a friend, or you come into my community, the live streams, or you speak to your therapist, or someone that you can have a chat with. And sometimes even if you don't always need someone to be so professional with you and start to analyze all your problems in life. Sometimes that doesn't help. You just need to share it with someone and have a general conversation. Try and create an atmosphere which is not judgmental. It doesn't put pressure on you. It doesn't make you feel like, that you're a loser if you don't do it and you're not good enough, all that kind of negative self-talk. That's a big part of it. A big part of the conversation helps. Hope this phone doesn't blow over. So that helps. The second part, which I find works for me, again, I can't 100% guarantee that it's going to work for all of you, but I hope it does. Try it. It works for my clients. It doesn't work for all my clients though, right? Because some of them are different. They've got different personalities, and some of different approaches can work, and some may not for others, right? So please try to take the advice that I give today on the basis that it might not work for everyone, but I'm doing the best I can, and this has worked for me. It's worked for a lot of clients and people, right? But there should be something that will work for you. So Kay says, I appreciate it. Oh, sorry, that's Michael. Michael's, appreciate it. Michael's been watching my videos for about 5 to 6 years. I appreciate that, Michael. And Kay said, developing faith, can you please shed a light on that? I think it's the key. Yeah, I'll touch on that in a second. Well, for me, look, I never push my faith on other people, because I don't think that's right, and people generally don't like it when you do that, right? So I'm a Christian by faith, and faith definitely helps me at times. So yeah, I think again it's an individual thing. I think it's something that if it works for you, then you should definitely draw on it. And as you're asking me, yeah, faith helps me, and there's times where I'll say a prayer, or I might, when I really need it, I'll read a couple of verses from the Bible to give me a bit of strength. But I don't always do it that way. Sometimes I will just, speak to my mum or my brother or a friend, and helping other people has given me strength as well. So, I kind of put all those in that compartment of faith, trying to be kind to others, kind to yourself, asking for help and support when you need it, not being afraid, and then getting the strength, because strength is really what you need to overcome procrastination, anxiety, fear, doubt. They call it in psychology, which I've grown to quite like, they call it an avoidance behavior, avoidance personality. And I've definitely got that. I've definitely got an avoidance extreme personality, which is why I know how to help other people, clients, and some of my clients have that. And that's the hope that I can give a lot of you, that despite the mental health that I've dealt with and I deal with, and the anxieties that I deal with, and a lot of my avoidance patterns, you know, I know it's cheesy and cliche, and we get sick of hearing it, but if I can do it, all of you can. I believe all of you can. I've made massive progress throughout my life in the last 20 years at different stages. I won't go into every stage because we'll be here all day. So that does help. Keep the questions coming. I'll answer your questions. It's a lot more fun, and then I'll continue with this dialogue. This is what I call a mentorship conversation. It's a really easygoing dialogue. There's a little bit of professionalism, but it's also really easygoing, and we can brainstorm, we can get ideas, we can communicate, and hopefully people come away feeling a lot better than they felt when they first come on. They've got more confidence, and you've got more know-how. So I'll try my best to do that, give you more actual steps advice, so we can try different things, as I said, because not every approach works the same for everyone. I'm working with 2 clients at the moment on long-term programs, both lovely people, but you know, the approach that I use to mentor them is quite different, because they're different, their personalities are different, and I respect them a hell of a lot, and they're very nice people to work with, a good relationship. So I don't mentor them the same, because it doesn't work. So that's why for all of you, you know, something I say today might work for Michael, but it might not work for Kay, and there might be something else that I say that will work for Kay and it won't work for Michael. And I'm the same. You know, I learn from other people, and sometimes there'll be some good advice, but I'll try it won't work for me. And I'll try other advice and it will work. So you got to kind of take the bits and give them a shot, try them, see if they work. Sorry, I've got to take these. Okay, right, so you know what, I regret it now, never mind. I should have made some notes, because usually lately I do a lot of journaling. Actually, that's a good point. Journaling and making notes helps for getting over procrastination. I'll tell you what this does for me, and some of my clients do it, and give it a shot. Tell me what all of you think, guys and girls. If you're struggling with procrastination and you can't get out of it, you can't get yourself to do the things that you want to do in your life, whether it's your career, your relationships, your health, your fitness, or your hobbies, traveling, any other things that I haven't mentioned, it's all kind of the same. Sometimes sitting down, getting a coffee in a nice place, I do this, I do it daily, I actually enjoy it a lot. And making some notes, like make some notes of, you know, what's bothering you, what you're struggling, what is it that you want to do, set some goals. And sometimes when you do some writing, it's like therapy, you feel better after, and then you just feel a lot more relaxed, and then you've got more chance of then doing the things that you need to do. Read this question. Okay, let's read. Kay says, thanks man, you're welcome. How can I tackle anxiety? When I try to fight it, it usually just grows. Even humor feels phony too in such a state. That's a good point, I understand that. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because from my knowledge and experience, that is the hardest part of procrastination for everybody, including me and clients. So yes, you've made like the most important part. I need to make a note of this. So what you said is correct. So say for example what Kay's just said, this is really useful, I can get my words right. Apologies guys and girls, I'm a bit stuttery today because I went on a run, really enjoyed it, and I had some coffees, and I'm kind of my mood is up and down, and I'm feeling tired but good at the same time, so I can't get my words out as much there. My words came out great yesterday. So I would say, although that don't feel nice, that's actually a good sign. So what you said, so if I can use Kay's example, I'm really struggling to speak today, this is interesting. We all get days like that. So let's say, for example, let's say, for example, that you've been wanting to go to the gym for a while, like you said, but you've been procrastinating, you haven't gone, but one day you actually do go to the gym, as you say, but it kind of makes it worse. It triggers your anxiety, as you've said. Let me read that question. So you end up going to the gym, or as you said, you try using humor, but the humor doesn't work. You try to laugh, joke with your friend, or watch a comedy, but it feels phony. It's not working. Your anxiety is growing, and that's because your anxiety is getting triggered. We've all got certain triggers. What I can tell you is, although it don't feel nice, and although it's a horrible feeling, I don't like it either, you're doing the right thing. If you stick with it and you persevere, you will eventually have less anxiety. You will get over the procrastination or the pattern of procrastination, and you will feel good again. But how long that's going to take, I can't give you the answer to that, right? So I hope that doesn't make you feel like, oh, doom and gloom. It's not. But it's more like you getting used to the triggers. So yes, a lot of the times, Kay, people procrastinate because unconsciously they know if they, let's say for example, students, a lot of the times they don't do their revision. They put it off to the last day. Let's say they got to do 3 hours of reading and they got to do 2 hours of writing a certain module, whatever the module is, right? But they don't do it because unconsciously a student might know deep down if he starts or she starts reading to study for their exams, it's going to trigger their anxiety and they're going to feel scared, they're going to feel worse, and they don't want to feel that. But the catch-22 is if you avoid doing it because you're scared of getting triggered and getting more anxiety, you're going to keep yourself stuck longer and you won't get ahead like you will if you do it. So I'm basically saying you've got to go through a period of experiencing high levels of anxiety, which are not pleasant, but you've got to take faith, you've got to have faith, sorry, and you've got to take strength in knowing that you're not doing anything wrong. This is a positive thing. This is what everyone goes through, and you will come out the other side and you're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel so much more confident, right? I hope I explained it well, and hopefully I can give you a bit of some experience from my running I've been doing. So you're not going to feel like that forever, but yes, there are like peaks and troughs. Now some people, obviously, they might be procrastinating on cleaning their apartment, and when they start cleaning their apartment, they don't get that high trigger that you've been getting lately, Kate, because it's not as big of a trigger, and then they clean their apartment, they feel good. So it's just really about understanding the triggers of your anxiety, understanding understanding the value of going through it in order to come out the other side and feel better. Whereas if you do this, right, and again, don't judge yourself, and I'm not judging any of you, but if you keep avoiding areas in your life that are triggering you because you don't want to feel that fight or flight, then you're not going to get past those big anxieties and get the confidence that you deserve, which you can get. Does that make sense? But at the same time, I hope this is not confusing people. Trying to explain it, it's kind of challenging to explain, but it's more simple in practice. You will eventually overcome these things and be in a much better place. But yeah, you're not gonna get massive triggers on every single task that you need. Tasks are gonna trigger more on your relationship to them and how triggering the anxiety, the more confidence you're going to gain once you overcome it, the better the reward. But the key is to not give up. And sometimes, yeah, there's certain anxieties that you need to back away from. You need to come back to them. They're a bit too challenging. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And I do that. I've been doing that with one of my clients. We've been working on his anxieties. It's made a lot of progress. But there are some anxieties that they're too stressful. So we both agree, leave it, come back to it, because sometimes it's not good. There's a balance in everything. Sometimes for people, it isn't good for them to face all their anxieties at once, it can be a little bit dangerous on their mental health, depending on the support they got. Now, for some people, can be a good approach. So again, it depends on the person and your mental health, what you can handle. So Kay says, you said in your early 20s, it became a bit easier to make friends as you got older. Personally think that my teen years, you said your teen years were hell. I'm sorry to hear that. When it came to going out and making friends, you was an introvert. Oh, sorry, that's Michael said that. Sorry, Michael, I got you mixed up with Kay. Colours are similar. Michael, hopefully, I've done a new video. I'm gonna try and upload it by tomorrow, and it's all about not being ashamed of being an introvert and how it's fine if you're an introvert and how to build confidence and make friends. And it's this whole kind of area. So hopefully that video will help you, because a lot of people, a lot of my clients have that, and I've been through that as well. So you can improve on that. So Kay says it makes perfect sense. I've got to face it through and through. I've been great, man. Thanks. Writing as good as you said, that's good. I started writing after reading the book. It works. Oh, that's great. So a lot of you are doing a lot of positive habits. Michael says no worries. He's got a good sense of humor, which is great. Humor helps. I try to bring some humor. Bring some humor now. See this shirt I've been wearing, guys and girls, right? I got a kind of weird relationship with this shirt because more of me doesn't like this shirt than the other part of me that likes it. But I just had to wear it today because I've run out of shirts. All my shirts are in the wash. All this running that I'm doing and the training, I end up having a full wardrobe of clean clothes, which I love, and that makes me feel good. Another tip there, if you want to overcome procrastination, make sure that you have as many clothes washed. It does make you feel better when you've got clean, pants and socks and clothes, and you've got a lot of different varieties. So yeah, not a big fan of this shirt. Kind of like it and don't like it. I don't think it suits me much, but at the same time, I'm trying to give the advice that I give to all of you and my clients, not take myself so serious and be able to enjoy life and laugh a bit more and loosen up, because that helps. Because taking things too serious, as Kay was saying, can just get you down, and then you end up procrastinating on everything. And the glasses also as well, they make me laugh a little bit. But yeah, I'm giving it a shot. Right, where were we? Yeah, there's no problem being an introvert. I think that's a weird one, that is. There's a lot of pressure on people, even the younger generation, my generation. It's absolutely fine, I'm an introvert as well. So there's nothing wrong with being an introvert. I think, now all of you can let me know your thoughts. I think the problem is with introverted people, and I can speak as an introvert as well, and I've worked with many clients, a lot of my friends are introverts, is sometimes we can get into the whole, well, I'm an introvert, that means I'm not really a confident person, I can't really speak, I'm not as good as other people, they're more extroverted than me. So we've got to be careful of that, because that's not true. Just because you're an introvert doesn't mean you can't be confident. You can. I'm not saying this to be big-headed, but I've been able to do it, so anyone else can. And many of my friends, many people actually, a lot of my heroes, a lot of people that I look up to, they're introverted people. So you can still work at your confidence. If you're naturally an introvert and you're not naturally an extroverted person, and I'm not naturally an extrovert as well. Like, if I'm in a big group of people, it's not natural for me to be the loudest person in the group. I don't enjoy that. But when I'm teaching, because I enjoy teaching, I can speak, and some people might think I'm an extrovert. They're surprised that I'm quite an introverted person. So when I'm teaching, I can speak for ages because it's my subject and it's what I enjoy, and I'm helping people. I'm not really focused on me. Or if I'm doing an event to help people, I can speak in front of a big group of people because there's a reason for me to do that. But if I'm not working, and I'm not working with clients, or if I'm not doing events, if I'm with family, friends, I'm quite a shy person, and I enjoy being like that. Or if I'm, on my own, or even if I'm in a relationship, a lot of my personality is spent not speaking, and I enjoy it that way. I feel better that way. But if I force myself, which I tried to in the past, which was good to try, it didn't feel good. I ended up feeling exhausted. If I forced myself to try and be the loudest person, or to make jokes, or to impress people, it doesn't feel good. And whether people, like it or not, it doesn't work very well. So that's something that I've learned. Again, everyone's different. You've got to find what works for you. But yeah, anyone out there, it's not true, it's a myth. And I'm not the only one saying it. I'm not just saying it because I'm a teacher and I run a business. Been helping people for a long time, believe me. Introverted people can become super confident. I've quite a few clients, some names come to my mind. When I first met them, they were extremely shy. They would tell me this themselves. They were quite, I wouldn't say they were socially awkward to me. Sorry there, I don't know what happened with the connection. It's really annoying when it does that. We have to work with it. So yeah, as I was saying, after working with clients and giving them I just been giving them a bit of help and support. They became so much more confident than they were at the start. So it's not a competition between introverts and extroverts, but lots of introverted people, if they work at building their confidence up, they can become even more confident than a confident extrovert. But if you're extroverted as well, you can still benefit from my teaching and advice, because of course, just because someone's extroverted, no one's perfect, they can still improve on their confidence and what we're talking about today, procrastination. But yeah, introverted people need to learn to accept themselves and not say, oh, it's bad. It's not bad to be introverted. Maybe it's bad if you don't work on building up your confidence, because then you can't enjoy your life. So I'd say maybe that's bad, but it's not bad to be an introvert. I think that's a thing I don't even know if society has taught that, but it seems to be maybe too many movies that people have watched where, you see the character getting bullied and laughed at because he's more or she's more the shyer person, and the person that's bullying them, or the popular kid at school, is the louder one. But in truth, actually, some truth saying, usually bullying is a weakness. Bullies, which I don't like, sometimes the loudest person in the room is actually the most insecure person. And the talking and the joking and the laughing and the whole, wanting to be the center of attention can be a real sign, not always, but it can be a sign that the person's actually very insecure, and they use that to hide their insecurities, and so people don't know how they feel inside. And often someone who's more reserved and quiet, speaks whenever they speak when they want to speak, is got more confidence. So you can't always measure someone's confidence based on whether they're introverted or whether they're extroverted. Because I can tell you from experience, I'm 40 years of age now, right? I don't feel it, but the facts are I am 40, right? And don't make me get my passport downstairs to show all of you that I am 40 years of age, because some of you might be shocked, right? I look 30. So I've met a lot of people throughout my life, interesting people, friends, and people from all walks of life, and getting to know people more and how they really feel. And you'd be surprised how insecure people can feel and actually be, as opposed to what you might think they are based on them being more extroverted or more introverted. Now, of course, introverted people can be insecure, so can extroverted people. So I just wanted to explain that, because I thought that would actually give a lot of you confidence, and it would give you, a bit more information, so you can understand this more. And what was my point? So yeah, you can understand this more and feel good about yourself and actually build more confidence, whilst accepting that you might be more of an introverted person. But yeah, I think it's important as well to not use it as an excuse though, because sometimes I see that online, and I did that when I was younger as well. I understand it's frustration. It's, you know, it's not always easy life. So some people will say, well, there's nothing I can do. You know, I'm an introverted person, or I'm a shy person, so I can't go out and meet people, or I can't be successful in my life, or I can't change certain behaviors that are holding me back, or I'm just not good at things. I can't learn new things. This is the way I am. There's nothing I can do about it. I've tried everything. It's not worked. I always fail. I'm doomed, and this is it. And I say, no, that's not true. That's not true. Although I am compassionate, because we've all felt like that at some point in our lives, and I felt like that. But if you get a bit more experience and some support from people, support is the key here. Catch the phone from dropping. You can make progress to prove that's not true. Michael says, it's bad when you get to a severe point in your life where you actually become all in or antisocial. Yeah, I'm going to make more videos on this channel because this keeps coming up a lot. It's a common theme on people struggling with people with you know, introvert, all these areas, confidence. Feeling of hatred and revenge is what I can't bear. It turns extremely toxic and negative sometimes in isolation. Yeah, that's correct. And that's when my only rescue is what I feel is God or whatever called to drive. I would say, yeah, that it's you know, it's not nice to feel that way, Kay. And that's when I say to people without putting pressure, and I know it's not easy. You really want to try. I try to take my own advice as well. Believe me, it's not always easy. You really want to try to reach out and spend some time with your family or your friends, especially when you're in those places, because as you said, it can get dangerous, you know, too much isolation. And I need to speak a little bit more on a separate video right now, because I don't think I've got the energy to talk about some of my mental health challenges and how I overcame some of them. And I went through a lot of you know, kind of being isolated and realizing that I've got to get out of this. Oh yeah, Batman, we love Batman on this channel. This happens a lot on the live streams, right? I start a topic like procrastination, confidence, and this is great. This usually happens when the streams go well, and the streams end up going in a different direction. If I would have known at the start, I would have titled this, you know, help for introverts, isolation, but I can do that for the next one. We got there in the end. But anyway, they all connect, don't they? Because you know, without generalizing, of course, you know, extroverts and introverts can struggle with anxiety and procrastination, but I think from my knowledge, and you guys and girls can tell me what your thoughts are, I think introverted people might struggle a little bit more. I know that I have, and I've had it with clients. They might struggle a bit more with procrastination because of the sensitivity around others judging us, or not feeling confident, or feeling pressure that we should be happy, positive all the time, extroverted, social, and that can put a lot of pressure. Because if you're already struggling and then you put in this pressure that you shouldn't be struggling, it makes you feel worse. So you've got to find ways of what we're doing today, you know, talking to yourself in a way that's a lot more positive, and then going from there. It's lovely up here, actually. I'm gonna start doing more streams hopefully in the summer. I enjoy it up here more than in the flat, right? You know what, Michael, I can't speak on that, you know, because I don't know anything about that. I mean, I've got an idea about what that's about, but that's not something that I focus, that's not something that I really watch, so I can't really speak on your question, Michael, on my opinion about the subject of incels, because I know nothing about it. And I try to not speak on areas that I'm not an expert on, or I don't know anything about. Especially areas that are quite sensitive. So I won't speak on that because I don't know nothing about it. But appreciate you asking the question. So we've kind of covered a lot of the problems around procrastination. We've covered a lot of it today. I want to try and get into some more solution-based tips that I can give all of you, and we can just share. And I'll say this, right? There's no pressure for everyone to apply these things. Do what you can, right? Probably that's the main tip to take away from today. Stop putting unhealthy amounts of pressure to take action on your goals in life and to be more extroverted than you can possibly be. I would like some of your opinions. Okay, so we're going to sound off. So this is what's worked for me. This is what I enjoy. I do it regularly. I did it today. I've done some videos. Running really helps with confidence. It builds confidence. It reduces anxiety, and it gives you the strength and all the other things that you need to overcome procrastination. Truth be known, I've found that after I've gone from a run, guys and girls, it's easier for me to be a bit more extroverted, and I can also accept being more like I am today, which I'm actually enjoying, more introverted, but feeling more confident and more relaxed in yourself. So running is great for building confidence, and there are a lot of other benefits, as I've said. Of course, you don't have to be an introvert to run. Everybody can run of any age, and people don't have to run just to overcome procrastination and build confidence, but running does help with this. Let me give you an example. So today, I didn't really feel like doing the live stream, and I didn't really feel like putting on this shirt, and I'm going to go and buy some ingredients today to cook a healthy meal. I didn't really feel like doing those things because I've been doing those things a lot and enjoying them. But I went for a run today, which was difficult because I did a run yesterday, but I really enjoyed the run. And now I'm quite enjoying doing this stream, helping all of you having this mentoring conversation. So if I didn't do the run today, I don't think I would have had the strength and the confidence to do this live stream and to do some other tasks that I've got to work on in my business and things around the house to clean, bills to pay, etc. So the running gives you the strength to overcome procrastination in other areas of your life. But like I said, look, it works for me. It may not work for all of you, but I think it could work for you. And running is a good activity. So that's one mentoring tip and a practical exercise that can help anyone to build confidence, especially to get out of isolation. Because when you go for a run, right, you're out the house. I prefer to run outside in the park. Now look, you may not be talking to people because obviously you're running in the park, you don't know people, they're strangers, but it's nice to be around people. You feel like you're part of a community. It's much better to be out the house on a nice sunny day, getting, I think it's the vitamin D. Is it vitamin D, vitamin B? You'll correct me on what is right. You feel good when you go for a run. You've got beautiful nature, you've got the park. I like listening to music. So you're in a good environment and you're not in isolation. And after you go for a run, you feel better about yourself. You feel a lot better than how you felt at the start. So running ticks a lot of boxes. I appreciate that. No, do you know what? I've said it before. It will make me really happy, but I'm not putting pressure on all of you. You don't have to do it. But if you start running, I would be very happy because I love it. I get a lot out of it. I've actually been thinking about considering. I don't want to speak too soon. I don't really like saying things, but I've been considering doing a marathon at some point, some sort of cause, mental health, charity, because I've been running now for 2 years, building up, and I've been thinking about, documenting more of my whole feelings every time I run. I might do a video every time I run and talk about it. Can you forgive Johnny? I have depression. Can you help me, please? I'll try the best I can. I can't promise because depression is a tough thing, and I'm not a doctor, or I'm not an expert on depression, but I am an expert on building confidence, achieving goals, and things like that. I would say to seek professional help if you're suffering really bad from depression, because it can get bad. But if it's just general depression that you can spend, maybe a couple of weeks, you can get out of it. And I don't know the full extent of your depression, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to say for sure that I can help you, and then I can't. So I've got to make a point of saying that, but you can overcome it. And I've battled with depression all my life as well. Running helps with depression. Honestly, man, one of the best things I've found, exercise. And all the doctors will tell you that. If you speak to doctors, therapists, life coaches, mentors like me, confidence coaches, running helps with depression, and running helps me with my depression and anxiety. And it's been helping. Not all my clients have been doing it, which is fine. Some of them don't want to do it, but some of them have, and they've been saying it works. Kay says it's easier for me in the case of procrastination when I just focus on the day and I'm not carrying a load of expectation. That's correct. That's a great attitude to have, Kay. That's really good for procrastination, what you just said there. So a lot of everyone in the stream, you can not just learn from me, but you can learn from each other, because a lot of you have got the right information and the right attitude and some of the tips. But yes, exercising really does help. So again, another exercise that's really good is boxing training. Again, take it with a pinch of salt, because some of you might enjoy boxing. It's not for everyone. I enjoy boxing. It works for me. One of my clients, Phil, just joined the boxing gym. He's gonna give it a go, and he told me, he sent me an email. I said to him, look, well done. I hope that you enjoy it. But it's not the end of the world if you don't enjoy it. If it's not for you, then you just won't do it, and you'll find something else. So you've got to try new things. So running helps with confidence, procrastination, and isolation, and feeling a lot of pressure, with being an introvert. Boxing really helps. I found swimming is really good. My dad told me about swimming about four or 5 years ago, because I had a personal fear of swimming, because a lot of getting bullied at school when I was younger, and had quite a lot of insecurities around swimming. So I took up swimming in about 2017 or 18. I overcame the fear, number one, of going to a public swimming place on my own, and I got comfortable now. I have no fears of doing it. I enjoy it, and it was great for mental health, confidence, procrastination, and making friends. So swimming's really good as well. Weight training's really good. So you've got to find a routine that works for you. I personally like all those things. That's my personal preference. I like swimming, I like running in the park, I like weight training, and I like boxing training. So I basically fluctuate between those different exercises. But again, you've got to find what routine and exercise works for you, because everyone is different, but everyone can benefit from the same principles, which is regular exercise improves mental health and confidence. I think the answers from today's conversation with all of you is we've got to find the right way of not putting too much pressure on all of you or yourself or one another, so you feel more inspired, you feel good about doing the things that you're a bit scared to do or that you feel stressed to do. Yeah. What is it that I say? Michael says it's funny how you guys pronounce things in the UK. Yeah, some of my pronunciation is a bit dodgy, I know that. A friend made fun of me once, and but she liked it. She told me I'm going to try and fix it. The way I pronounce, I'm a bit embarrassed about saying it in case I get it wrong now. But she said I pronounce water very unusual, but she liked it. And it made me self-conscious now. So every time I say I don't pronounce it properly, that's probably my anxieties from when I was younger, from being a bit awkward and shy. garage vitamin. Yeah, I kind of like it, you know, like I said earlier, it's about accepting that, you know, none of us are perfect, and we've all got our, we've all got our quirks, and that comes back to a lot of what we're saying today. Having confidence doesn't mean that you're perfect, but it means that you have more confidence in accepting yourself, and people might point out things and criticize you, but if you've got more confidence than anxiety, then you're doing pretty good, and everyone can. Confidence is something that anyone can build, and there's no limit on how much confidence you can gain. And if you set, I said this on the stream, if you set a goal and you work towards it and you don't give up, and you're forgiving with yourself, you will gain a lot of confidence. And I'm assuming that's why everyone's on the stream today, because you've got goals that you want to achieve. And obviously, to achieve goals, you need confidence. Do I meditate? Well, my meditation is exercise. So to answer your question, yes, but I don't meditate in the classical sense of how people meditate. But again, if that works for others, which it does for some, then great. So yeah, my meditation is exercise, is running and boxing and weight training and swimming. So, and I pray whenever I want to, whenever it feels right. I'm kind of in a meditative state right now doing this stream. I feel very relaxed. Lovely that it's quiet up here. It's lovely. So support, you know, the way that you overcome procrastination is by getting some support when you need it. We all need support at times, from your friends, your family, a community, or if you've got a therapist or a mentor. Thanks, I appreciate it. Michael says, my meditation is going to a Korean sauna. I stayed there. That's amazing. That's well interesting. Wow. I love that. Saunas are great. Yeah, they've got one in my gym. I go there pretty much daily. I haven't done a Korean one though. Sauna and steam. I need to do. I think I did a video on that. Made the people at my gym laugh, because I came out one day and they always asked me how I was, and they asked me, how am I? I said I'm good, but I've got sauna burn. I was in good humour and they laughed, because I stayed in the sauna. Anyway, this is a funny story. Obviously, I've been going to the gym for a while. You get to know people, which is another video to touch on, which is nice. There was a guy in there that I got speaking to, and he just asked me how my day was, and then he told me. I asked him, I said, how long do you usually stay in the sauna for? And he said between 20 minutes and half an hour. And I was like, bloody hell, that's amazing. Like, how do you do that? Because usually I stay for about 10 minutes and then it just gets too difficult. I come out. So when he said 20 minutes, half an hour, something in my brain, this is my competitive side, I said to myself, the next time I go in, I have to do 30 minutes. I can't leave or I've failed, right? Anyway, so I tried it, and it was hell and back, but I felt so good after. I knew this would happen. The helicopters always come out when they're right in the middle of an important conversation. They're coming for you guys. Don't you have any consideration? I'm trying to do a live stream and help people. It's such an inconvenience. I'm only joking. So I'm glad that you bring the sauna up, Michael. So basically, I'm not joking you. I'm not sure about recommending this. It was hell and back. It is mentally challenging, obviously, when you're not used to it, because I wasn't used to it, and it was about 90 degrees. And honestly, when it got to 15 minutes, when it got to 20 minutes, I was battling. Like, my body had already jumped out. All I was thinking is, I need to get out. I just want to get out of here. I want to go home, have some food, drink some water. I managed to do it. But I've only done it twice. So yeah, that brought the memory up. Right. Michael, yep. I mean, it's great for the skin. It's all in one. There's a cold plunge, that sounds good. Yeah, they've got the cold plunge, you've got the hot tub, steam room, you've got the cold room. We've got the nap room. Oh, this is great. We've got the toiletries is heaven. It's the key to going and staying hydrated. That's a really good thing. So yeah, another good tip we got there from Michael. Anyone struggling with procrastination issues, go to the sauna. Do a cold plunge, have a sauna. I'm joking, but I'm serious. These things can really help your mental state. Yeah, there's something about the challenge of time. How we doing time? Good, we're actually 55 minutes. I aim to do at least an hour today. So when you're in the sauna and stuff and it's extreme heat, you get, your mind just starts getting obsessed with time, because every second is like an hour when you're struggling. And the running's like that as well, which is kind of a, I wouldn't say hate relationship because I love running, but at times challenging. When you're tired and you're exhausted, your mind, you want to give up, you want to stop. And you're checking the time, and that's kind of sometimes the worst thing to do when you're in the sauna or you're trying to challenge yourself, because the more you look at the clock, as you know, the slower time goes, and then then you're not present and you're overthinking too much, and that's an ongoing challenge. So the key is to try and get to a place where you enjoy it. Another great tip for procrastination, which everyone can, but it's obviously like what we've done today. If you can, warm up, get out of your head, get out of that anxiety, that worrying, that overthinking, checking the time. If you can get present and you can enjoy it, then procrastination doesn't exist anymore, anxiety, because you're enjoying it, you're free, you feel good, you're relaxed, then you don't think about it. So that's an obvious tip, but it's true. You overcome procrastination by not overthinking too much and just getting involved, enjoying it, whether it's running, socializing, whatever it is, whatever the hobby is or the habit is. So we've covered. I'm trying to think of a few more things, because there were more things that come to me today when I go for a run, do some journaling. Yeah, long-term goal setting is important. Now, goals is a challenging one, because often when I've done events before, or if I do mentoring sessions, usually this happens quite a lot. It's common with people, and I've done this as well. So when I've said to people, what is your goals? Everybody goes quiet a lot of the time. People don't want to talk about it, and I understand that. I feel like that at times too. When I've done therapy, and if I've done therapy, the therapist has said to me, what is your goal, Jonathan, within, what you're struggling with? And sometimes you're scared, you don't want to talk about it, because the goal can be quite triggering, it can be quite stressful, it can bring on anxiety, and you're kind of like, I don't want to talk about it. If you can find a way of getting that nice balance where you've got your own personal goal, you can set the goal and start to work towards the goal one day at a time. So just an example, your long-term goal might be to lose weight, lose 20 pounds in weight and make a lifestyle change. And that might be a 6 months journey or a year journey, which is great. Another example for people could be, might have a goal to get a life partner, get married, start a family, and that could take however long it's going to take. But you make that a goal, you work at that. Another goal could be to start a business or change your career, or to overcome an anxiety that you've got. So it is good to set a long-term goal. This is something that I've personally done that has always worked for me and always helped, and I've done it with clients when it's been necessary. But again, sometimes goal setting doesn't work for everyone, because some people don't like the pressure of having to set a goal and then to feel the pressure that they need to accomplish the goal, because if they don't, then they've failed, and that means they're not good enough. And so it don't work for everyone, but it has worked for me. And again, over the years working with people, sometimes goals have not worked for clients I've worked with. It just didn't work for them. They prefer just to take one day at a time, work on making positive progress. That's worked well. I've had other clients that have said to me, they have to have a goal. Like, I have to help them get a goal, whether it's daily, every session, or a long-term goal. Because if they don't have a goal, they're freaking out. They're getting stressed, they're getting worried, they're getting down, they're getting depressed. So again, you've got to find what works for you. Yeah, that's true. That's the same. You're right, Kay. You know, we're all kind of looking. Kay says, aren't we all looking for that timeless state of mind? You know, in perfect harmony. You know, where you feel good. Absolutely, absolutely. That's what we all want. No one's different. That's great. Yeah, I would recommend for all of you, don't put pressure. And again, you can't fake this, like one of you said earlier on. Kay said it. You can't, you know, you can't fake yourself to be in a good mood if you're not. It has to come naturally. If I said to all of you now and said to me, I want you to be funny right now, make me laugh, or make yourself laugh, or it doesn't feel very good and it won't work for most people. But if I said to all of you, let's go for a coffee, there's no pressure, you know, you can be quiet, you can be shy, you can talk if you want, you're no pressure at all. Probably at some point one of you would say something funny, and if you didn't, that's fine, and I might be able to make all of you laugh. I can be funny at times. I don't think I can do that right now, right? Because I'm not in a funny mood. Just because I'm wearing a funny shirt and funny glasses doesn't mean I'm in a funny mood. So it's the same with goal setting. Too much pressure, what generally happens is people get frustrated, it makes them stressed, it makes them anxious, it can make them angry, upset, and they say, you know, I'm not doing this, the hell with this, I can't do this, and then they don't do it. But if you encourage someone in a gentle way, in an inspiring way, they get excited and say, I really want to set a goal, I want to work towards it, and they start to make progress. I swear I saw one earlier on in the park. I'm sure I saw one. So yeah, we're going to come to the end soon, but I'll just go over some of the tips I've learned today that will help all of you. So how to overcome procrastination, how to build confidence, how to achieve your goals. Number one, don't